I'm at it again, doing a bit of last minute piking, second last weekend of the season. Fishing on Frensham Great Pond today. I guess I've been here, had the baits out about half an hour. It's quite nice today, not too mega cold. It's frosty overnight. And don't know whether I'll sit in this spot all day or move along, I don't know yet, see how I feel. I've got a float ledgered roach on my left close in, and a ledgered half bluey, sort of medium chuck. I broke up a couple of sardines and lobbed them in as well around my little areas. Actually spooked a fish down the edge here when I turned up in the swim. I think it was a little pike, you know. And I have seen fish on the surface, probably rudd. So if there's some bait fish in the area, that's all good. Although the rudd in here tend to be about that big, so I don't know if you call them bait fish. But anyway, fishy activity in the areas gets a thumbs up from me, basically. Now I'm just going to wait and see. Got a gentle sort of breeze coming off my back and kind of going that way. I don't know what you call it. Northwesterly, I think it is. I did have a go fishing on the Blackwater yesterday, but I caught a couple of chub. I couldn't set my camera up really because I only had one little shitty bank stick like that. And I caught a couple of chub, about 4 pounds. I thought, well, I suppose I'll stick the camera up. And obviously after I'd done that I didn't get another bite, so no video for the stick float yesterday. But my new reel was quite good, quite pleased with that. I don't know where all the small fish have gone down there. They're, you know, it used to be a bite of chuck, but nothing, not even a sucked maggot, apart from the 2 chub. Basically 2 bites, 2 chub, and that was it. It would have been nice to get them on film, I suppose, but didn't happen. Alright, I think I might cook some hot dogs, so I'll catch up with you a bit later on. This lake's got a traditional close season, so, which is a shame in one respect, but in another it's really exciting to come and fish here on the first day. Which is, I will fish here on the 16th, the 16th, 15th, 16th. I think I will come down here next weekend, that being the last weekend of the season. Maybe even do a night, actually. See if I can winkle something out. I mean, I'm sure the tench will feed at some point during 24 hours. It's kind of a case of finding them though. But there is heavy undertows on this water. So I'm kind of thinking if I put enough bait in with enough attractants in there, perhaps the smell will pique their interest and draw them in. It's kind of, I don't really know where to fish for them unless I see any. Down the other end of the lake is a bit silty. I'm wondering if down there might be worth a go, actually. I've never really fished down there to my right very much. I've always been up this end of the lake generally, because the prevailing wind is a southwesterly, so it kind of blows into, you see my finger, that corner over there. That's where I normally fish. it seems to make sense to me. A, it's a bugger of a walk and the swim's normally free. B, the warm breeze is normally blowing into your face. This kind of makes it an obvious spot. So I don't know. I'm kind of thinking perhaps I'll give it a bash down the other end of the lake. Maybe next season as well, I'll give it a go and see what it's like. What I'd really like to do here is sort of wade out with a platform and sit and fish the waggler. And I'm planning on setting up an underwater camera here next season and actually trying to film tench feeding, because I'm really kind of curious to know how they behave. And there doesn't seem to be a lot on YouTube about it. There's the odd bit, but it would be nice to see what they do, especially in regards to your hook bait. I saw a little swirl down the edge, so I brought my bait in. Pike grabbed a hold of my lead. I think I've got him. Well, he's not a monster, but he's a pike. So he's been caught there and damaged by somebody. He's been grabbed by a bird as well, or a pike, in the past. Well, I'm blanked. Probably pounding a bit. Woohoo! Lovely. Right, let's pop him back. There you go, mate. Yeah, I just saw this little swirl down there, and I thought, it's kind of like a tench, but I'll bring my rod in anyway. As I was reeling it in, something grabbed a hold of my lead. I could see my bait. It took my lead, so I just tugged it a little bit more and then just let it sit there, and sure enough he took the bait. So bosh, opportunistic fishing that. Right, let's plonk this back out there. I want to try and recast every half an hour or so, really. Although I might go to sleep. Don't know if you'll be able to see this, but right out there is some nutter who's waded, I don't know, 100 metres out into the lake to cast his rod. Right in the middle of the screen now. Just to the right of that little bit of reed that's sticking up. I just looked up and saw this thing. I was like, what the hell is that? I thought, that's a bit big for a bird. It looks like a person. There you go, he's only up to his waist. That's how shallow it is. I wouldn't believe it. A freaking hailstorm going on. 1 o'clock. And I said to myself, if I don't catch anything by 1 o'clock, I'll move. What happens? Hailstorm. Oh, I don't know. Yes, so I don't know what to do. I'm a great believer in, well, I don't know actually. I tend to believe that even if the pike aren't really hungry, if you drop a bait on one, it'll take it. But I also believe at certain times of the day they go on the move. So if you stay where you are and chuck out a few bits of bait, they'll probably find you when they're hungry. But if you want to catch an opportunistic fish, you kind of got to go looking for them. I think the upshot of that is it doesn't really matter whether you move or not. Basically, I think moving sometimes when pike fishing is more psychologically beneficial. That time, you know, those times when you move down the bank and you don't catch anything, and then all of a sudden you find some fish. I think that's actually you're in that particular spot when the fish have switched on, that's all. I did have a little walk up and I did spook a little fish out the edge, you know, but well, not little, small jack, or might have been a bloody big perch. So I was kind of thinking about moving down there, sort of halfway along the bank a bit, you know, just about 3 or 4 swims down. I've been recasting regularly and moving, you know, casting different spots, and not had a sniff, so I think I'll recast each rod out once more, and then I think I'm going to move. Oh, a little pike just had a pop at that right in the edge there. I don't know if it's that same little one that I had earlier. Oh, blimey, game off. I think I'll call that a catch. Well, he threw himself onto the bank. I'm pretty sure that's the same fish. Right, I'm going to move, I think. A couple of swims down. Chucked out the rods, not too far. I've swapped the float ledger to a straight ledger. Did do a little bit of wobbling of a dead bait with that for a while, but to no avail. And I've got one probably 10 metres past the weeds on the left there, and then the other on the right, about similar distance actually. And I've just chopped up 3 sardines and a few smelts and threw that lot out there. Hoping that these fish are going to wake up and kind of go on the prowl a little bit. Apart from that little pike that I caught twice down the edge there, they ain't had no action. Casting around, so let's see if I can draw some fish to me with a load of smelly old bait out there. I've got a roach on the right hand rod and a blue, half bluey on the left. It's funny, that little pike, both times initially he grabbed a hold of my lead. It's just kind of strange. I don't know quite what's going on with him. I've kind of been he was sat in the edge of my swim all day. Because when I was wading out there, I occasionally saw the sort of tail patterns where he moved, but he wasn't going very far. And yet he was quite obviously hungry. It's not like he was ill or anything. Very odd behaviour. He's just tame, likes getting caught. Yeah, it's coming up 3 o'clock. I'm kind of hoping that some fish will switch on in the next hour or so, but don't know. They might all be on the other side of the lake for all I know. What I do know is this little bank along here, it's close to the car park, it gets pike fished a lot. Plenty of dead baits are obviously going to go flying off into the water and end up in the water there. So there's food for them here. But who knows? I'm not really sure what the natural level of, bait fish is in here. I've never caught any small fish in here. Apart from, I've caught a few small perch, but I've never caught a roach. I've never caught a small rudd. They've all been well over a pound. I think they sort of average nearer 2 pounds in here. And a lot of the perch I've caught have been bigger. So I don't know. We shall see. The lake is absolutely flat. And pretty bloody quiet on the pike front as well. What a disgrace. Seen the occasional fish top, but that's about it. I wonder if he's catching more than I am. Oh, somebody hit that on the way in. Bugger. Here we go. A weird fish. Not quite open there. Ooh, fucking hell. Okay. Bollocks. You don't lose many fish on circle hooks, but that was one. Felt like a good one as well. Annoying. The only bites I've had today have been when I've been reeling in. Well, I lost that fish and I had another take wobbling a dead bait in. I lost that one. So I'm going to say goodbye for now. Wouldn't call this a particularly successful day's angling, but it was quite nice all the same. Unless of course I get another run, then I will try and record myself losing that one as well. But if not, I'll say cheerio. Next week I don't know, I might come fishing down here for coarse fish, or maybe a 1 rod pike, 1 rod coarse, and I might, I don't know, I'm just going to have to think about it. I might go to the Loddon, might fish the Loddon for pike maybe, and then, yeah, don't know, got to have a think. Anyway, I'll see you later, bye bye.